Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Matt from Diazable coming at you with another album review. And today we're checking out the boys in Never Ending Game. Now, a little bit about Never Ending Game. They come out from Detroit, Michigan. They've been putting out some heavy hardcore records for the past couple of years now. I think this is their second LP. They had one LP and I think like two EPs and like a demo before. So they've been putting in a lot of work and grinding out a little bit. And I think they just achieved another level of like success within the scene in terms of just almost headlining a huge festival in their hometown of Detroit. They're one of the top billed artists, and it seemed like everyone was really going off for them. And so I think they're riding a good high with the release of their new album, the shows they're putting out there. At the time of this recording, they're going to be coming to Japan pretty soon. So like in the footsteps of like older hardcore bands like Madball, Sigadol, Agnostic Front, stuff like that. They paved the way of like really classic hardcore. These guys are following that footpath and like journeying out there and getting their name out there. But also with this new record, I will say they put a little bit of a spin on hardcore music. And hopefully with my breakdown of these songs and these little clips I'll play for you, maybe you will see what I'm talking about, or you won't see what I'm talking about. Whatever it may be, let's have a discussion and leave some comments down below on how I review this and what your thoughts are on it. But yeah, let's get into this review for Never Ending Game. The album, which I forgot to say, is Outcry. Track one, we have here Outcry. The first thing I noticed about this song was it sounded very digital to me. The guitar sounded really like kind of programmed. I don't know if I'm dumb or don't know anything about music, but it sounded very digital and weird. Now, if I'm wrong about this, let me know down in the comments. But that's the first thing I noticed about this song. But however, it is a very heavy opening track for sure. The guitars are very riffy, very groovy. And then when they do the gang vocals, they sound really tight. And then the bass during the breakdown, ooh, very nice. It's like I feel like it was just like they started off with the song to be heavy, and then that breakdown is just a straight fighting song. You're just like beating each other's asses during like that breakdown because it's pretty crucial and pretty like heavy for being the first song. And then they have like a nice little clip towards the end of the song that kind of like calms things down. Hey guys, have you checked out any of the merch from Diazable that we have on our online store? We have some of these designs up, some cool gym looking gear. Fan favorite, Baby Noodle, Be a Fucking Devil. Yeah, some of our most hated merch ever, but I love Hate Breed. Yay. Sticker packs too. Who doesn't like Baby Noodle eating pizza? Yeah. Keychains. Yeah. And of course, we have koozies. Yeah, who doesn't like a good koozie? So check out our merch store, diazable.com, and support your local business. And a friend who's not trying to work a 9-to-5 anymore. Trying to do something with my life. Track two, we have here Never Die. I noticed that they were doing like a two-step at the beginning of the song. Like that 1-2-1-2 beat, the two-step. But the bass was really prominent during that two-step, and I was like really like, oh, you don't really see this very often in this kind of like two-step style, which I thought was really impressive. The guitar sound less programming on this song for sure, and the bass is getting a lot of time to shine on this track, obviously. And that breakdown with Justice from Trapped Under Ice, simply all I can say, it is just clean. Yeah, solid track. Track three, Down There With You. It starts off like an opening dueling guitar riff, like both the guitars are just going back and forth, and it sounded pretty cool. Very thrashy towards the opening of the song. It's really nice. On this track and overall throughout the album so far, the guitars are getting a lot of like forefront and a lot of like notice and just like time to shine for sure. And the guitars keep going back and forth, and then the bass gets to play very like gets woven into the song really well. And they have like a guitar solo in the middle of the song, which I feel like is very unusual for a lot of just hardcore in general. There's never a guitar solo, so that was pretty interesting. A lot of good feelings for this track overall. I think this is like the first track I was really wowed on. It has a very grand sound to it, and it just sounds very like, as best way I was saying it as in my description, it's a boss track. And that breakdown, pretty legit, not gonna lie. With that being said, I want to play a little clip of this song Down There With You. When you're down at the bottom, wait for you. When the days get tough, and the best of you, where's the price that you turn down? So yeah, Down There With You. Track 4, Hate Today, Die Tomorrow. There's like a nice sample clip that starts off at the beginning of the song that kind of builds into like the intro breakdown, which is pretty sick and pretty clean. Some nice double bass from what was it, the kick drum and everything. Um, I will say though, there's a little bit of like an odd, chuggy, and like weird tempo to this song. Well, or maybe it's just me, but it sounded like the song was a little janky, a little off a little bit as I was listening to it. It's a very fast song, like a rapid tornado kind of a song. It's just going, going, going. Uh, which to me, it kind of felt like it was a little bit all over the place and a little dysfunctional. But I would say the saving grace for this entire song is the slow, chunky breakdown. Like it's pretty good. Like that breakdown brought this song from just being like, like kind of mess out to like, oh, it was worth it to get there to the end. Track 5, we have Tank on E. At the time when I was listening to this and then I let it digest a little bit, I thought the beginning of the song was a little bit like awkward and the pacing was a little off. But as I really sat with it, I was like, no, actually, I like how it opens up and everything. But then it kicks in, but as the song kicks in, goes along, and they bring in like the gang vocals. Ooh, it just feels like it makes it more solid, more catchy. It's a sing along song. Like it's a very like you want to hear this song live kind of song. The drums are very nice. It builds up to everything. And literally, I've said it a million times, I still think is what makes this song so amazing and probably holds this album up really hell. Like I've never heard a guitar solo sound so hard. Like I've never like it's like a guitar solo during a breakdown. So I'm like, I've never thought of like I want to beat people's asses what to a guitar solo. Because when I hear a guitar solo, I'm just like, oh, a guitar solo, cool. Like, oh, that's pretty dope. But like literally, as soon as I hear that guitar solo, I'm like, let's get to moshing. So kudos to Never Ending Game for coming up with that sick guitar riff. Straight. Track 6, we have here at Victory. I'm getting a lot of old school New York style hardcore vibes on this track. The drums and bass are playing really hard and really fast here. They sound really good. It's like really, really intense in terms of this song. Like it's just pummeling you and it's just like, oh man, they're going really in on it. And then they pull it back and it's like cool, like two-step and skanking a little bit, and then they go right back in and they just hit you in all like senses. Yeah. It's very fun and short track, with a slow build up to a nice breakdown. And the lyrics are simple and fun. Victory all the way. Track 7, we have here Going Through Some Things. More of a chill opening to this song, which I was really surprised by. It gave me a time to like reflect and just really digest how versatile that Never Ending Game is being with this record and this opportunity to show that they're not like they're heavy. They're bringing those breakdowns, but they're also showing like signs of like, hey, we can do other stuff besides being heavy and incorporate that really well into their songs. And once they start doing that slow like songs to it, they bring it back to that hardcoreness, and it's just like, damn, this shit goes hard. And there's the line here that like really like kind of hits hard. It says, "I don't want to be missed." Oof, like it's sad and kind of like very happy at the same time. It's a lot of mixed feelings coming from me, but it's really solid line, solid playing throughout the whole song with great vocals. and a lot of guitar solos again. Like I've never heard so many guitar solos in hardcore before. Um, what else? Breakdown, straight nasty. Like these guys are like the masters of making some good breakdowns for sure. Uh, and then to kind of like play like they kind of play out the song with like some nice pianos and stuff like that. Overall, it's a very like different kind of style hardcore song, which I think a lot of bands are doing different styles of hardcore music these days, but it's very interesting to see such a heavy band do some softer playing. We have here Memories. Starts off with a heavy breakdown. It's a funky song with some like okay vocals, I feel. Overall, this is the first time I felt like the album was a little bit of a lull to it. Like there wasn't as much versatility and not enough things that were catching my attention. But I will say it is a very melodic song. It sounds really good. The guitars sound really good. Everything sounds like really, really on paper, it sounds like really, really good song. It just seems a little bit just I was saying I said it before, it's kind of plain, but I do see that it is a pretty like melodic and pretty well, I want to say dynamic song in a way. Track 9, we have the song Fire of the Heart. Uh, After the song like Memories and then going into a song like this, it's very groovy, very bouncy with the opening riffs and everything. It's a lot more energetic, I think. Gives off lots of stage dive energy. The mid song breakdown, it's not too bad. It's like goes back and forth like heavy and bouncy riffs, so it makes it really really fun and very energetic. And overall, the bass on this song was very mesmerizing. I love how it sounds. And again, another heavy breakdown towards the end of the song that just makes you want to beat people's asses. Track 10, we have here Clown. This one I was surprised that all the band members just sound very in sync and just tight. They are playing very well here. Guitars are very chunky, very heavy, very tight. Almost to the point where it's too tight, where it just comes off a little bit generic-ish. It's a very standard hardcore song. Not bad, not good. It's a hardcore song. And so, like, I thought it was kind of all right. Track 11 here, we have Something Wrong. Starts off with like some slow and eerie, echoey guitars. Reminds me a little bit like 90s grunge. There's that versatility that they bring a little bit, just something I wasn't expecting. It's a very stripped down opening of a song that leads into like a never ending game style, like beat down hardcore like song. So that was really like, oh, okay, that's kind of refreshing. The riffs, they're so good here. Like, and with the drumming and everything, the bass, they got it. They got it very well. The vocals sound very good here, like always. No complaints on that, really. Nice little guitar licks here and there. And like his screaming sounds really good here. I think it's a really good ending song overall for this album and this effort. So great song. That was my overall thoughts and feelings of the new Never Ending Game album, Outcry. The biggest thing for me that I noticed was the guitars on this album are so fun to listen to, so catchy. Guitar solos and hardcore songs, they sound hard, they sound heavy, and they just invoke a lot of emotions. And then combine that with the grooviness. I keep saying groovy, but like the thickness of the bass. And then you got the drums that are like their drums are fine, nothing too crazy. I think they're doing their job really well, and they sound great. The mix on the album sounds very well produced and everything. Nothing seems too loud, too low. Everything seems really blended really well together. The only thing I could say that was negative comment, I would say two things, I guess, is the vocals sound really great. There's nothing wrong with how they sound. I just wish there was a little bit more versatility in terms of like his vocal pattern. He's just like, I think each song he sounds the same. There's no like lighter sounding, heavier sounding. Like I guess because like the instruments, the guitar solos, the grungy soundiness, thrashiness, they change it up a little bit. The vocals kind of stay the whole way through this album. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just what it is. And then a little bit sometimes, I guess, love all the breakdowns and everything. Maybe got a little tired of them a little bit, just a little bit, but overall not too much of a complaint. And so, summarizing all that, I would say that the new Outcry album from Neverending Game is a good 8 out of 10. But I will put an asterisk on it. I think because it has such high like listenability to it, like I would put it on repeat a lot. This is my initial just feelings about it, like without listening to it the second time, but going back to it, I'm like, oh, this is a good album to listen to over and over again. I'd bump it up to a 9 possibly. Yeah. So that is my review for the new Neverending Game album, Outcry. Check the links down below for the stream it, buy it, support your local bands, support good bands out there trying to do it. It's hard out here trying to make ends meet with as a band. So support a band, buy some stuff. And this is your boy Matt, and I will see you later.